All right. Hi, everybody. This is going to be a really fantastic lecture. I wanted to let you know that my lectures are kind of going to be more, I would say, overarching over all of the stuff that we're covering instead of a video for every specific chapter, every specific thing that we're doing. Because I think sometimes it's good to see the bigger picture of things, and having taught this class for such a long period of time, I've started to see some more, I guess, bigger picture things that I would like to point out to you, and hopefully that will be helpful to you in your journey as you're trying to figure out like what you want, who you are, and where you're headed. So let me start off by saying that this is just going to be a little overarching coverage for goal setting, for affirmations, for visualization, and a little brief talk about the MBTI, or the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, which you're going to be taking this week, and just a little recap on using your day planner too. So let's get going. So the first thing is the day planner. I just want to remind you that it's week 2 now. You should be using your day planner. If you are not, please start using your day planner because it's part of the process. It's part of the process of becoming the kind of student that you want to be. And it's also about becoming the kind of person that you want to be, so that way in your future career, whatever that is, you're prepared. So like college right now is the time to really get your skills of time management kind of nailed down. So you know what to do and you know how to do it when the time actually comes for you to need that stuff. So like if you get in bad habits of, just not using your day planner, or not really planning, or not really deciding what it is you want to do and just kind of letting life happen to you, then you're going to be more of a victim than you would like to be. I would say victims kind of let life happen to them. They sort of wait for stuff to come to them. Whereas if we're proactive and we're on top of our stuff, we're making things happen. So using your day planner is a proactive thing that you can do to make things happen as a student. So if you want to make things happen, pick up your day planner and start using it. Write down your assignments for the week in it. Go look at the assignment list for this week. Write down everything in your day planner and then figure out when you're going to do it this week and plan when you're going to do it. Then just try to stick to it. That's it. It's not hard. You can do it. I believe in you. All right, so let's talk about goal setting. So this week we're going to be having a discussion on goal setting. I usually have like a really in-depth assignment on goal setting, but since we've only got 6 weeks, I thought I'll give you guys a break on that one. But I do want you to think about what your goals actually are. So let me give you some examples of maybe some of my goals that I have for myself. So I don't just set goals in one area. And that's the key, is like you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, right? You want all your goals to be kind of spread out over the different areas of your life. And you've got a lot of different areas, right? So the first thing that I'm thinking, like, okay, my first area, I'm actually a mother, a mom. So I have some goals about, being a mom. Like, how am I going to be the best mom that I can be? And so one of my goals is to spend, at least an hour of quality time with my son each week. I have a son that lives with me. He's 16. He's not too excited about spending time with me most of the time, but I do notice that when I'm busy and I haven't spent time with him in a while, he kind of gets a little needy and wants me. So I found that it's easier for me just to be proactive about it and to spend time with him, or set aside time where we're going to do stuff, so that way he can look forward to and expect the time that we spend together. And of course I let him know, like, we're going to do this at this time, so be ready, because it's mom and baby time. He's bigger than a baby anyway. So I have goals in that area, but I also have goals in other areas as well. So I'm actually a writer. That's my other job, what I do when I'm not teaching. And so I have a lot of writing goals. Like today I'm supposed to write 2,000 words in one of the books that I'm working on, and 2,000 words in another book I'm working on, and then 1,000 words in another book I'm working on. So yes, I'm working on like 4 or 5 books at the same time. I also have a blog, so I have to blog every day as well. I don't blog every day. I blog like a few times a week now. I used to blog every day. But our goals change, and that's okay. It's okay to change your goals or change what you want, but you want to make sure that whatever your goals are, that you're breaking them down into small enough pieces that you can do them daily or work on them at least, once a week for each goal. So, for example, my goal is I want to be a better mom, but the way I carry that out is I try to spend at least an hour a week with my son, just me and him doing something. So you can see like I've got this big goal, but I'm actually taking it down to earth and doing something with it every single week. So every week I'm spending an hour with my son at least. Sometimes I spend a lot more, sometimes I spend a lot less, but I have the bar set at 1 hour a week, which isn't much, but it's doable. That's the other thing is you want to make sure your goals are extremely doable, like something that you can actually conquer or handle. So when I was talking about my writing stuff, some of you are like, you're going to write 5,000 words today plus do a blog. Yeah, I am. But see, I didn't just start out, blogging every day and writing 5,000 words. What I started out doing is just 15 minutes a day. And then over time, that kind of grew into 20 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, 40 minutes a day, because I enjoyed doing it. And so the more I enjoyed doing it, the more I wanted to do. And so that's kind of the way goals work. You have a big idea of what you would like to see happen, but if you're not doing something every single week to move forward on that goal, then you're never going to move forward. So even though I think there's some goals that I have in like the back of my mind, like I would like to work on them, but I know I don't have time right now. Like I'm too busy, I've got too many things going on. So you do sometimes have to prioritize and decide which things are most important that you want to get done. And that's part of time management is knowing how much time do I really have and can I take on this goal right now? Because sometimes like you want to take on a goal, but it's too difficult. So example for you guys, right now you're taking a really intense 6-week class on, your career. And it's going to take a lot of your time. So now probably isn't the time to start a new exercise regimen that takes 2 hours a day because you've got a lot of other stuff you've got to get done that you've already committed to. So you got to make sure that whatever goals you decide to put on your plate, that those are the goals that actually work with your schedule that you can complete right now. Otherwise, they're just kind of dreams that you're going to get to at some point later, And I have lots of those too. Like there's lots of other things I would like to see myself do. But right now, I'm focusing on writing and teaching and being a good mom. And so I may not have time for a lot of that other stuff, right? Okay, so your goals are going to determine what you are doing every day of the week. So what you should be asking yourself each day when you wake up is, what am I doing today that's going to help me get closer to my goals? And if you're even smarter than that, then you'll say, wow, I already planned out a list of things that I'm supposed to do today. All of them relate to the goals that I've set for myself, and I'm going to get on that right now. So if you're really, prepared, that means that you kind of know what you would like to get done during the week. And so you can kind of make a list of different things that you would like to do each day. I do that for myself as well. I always have like my little list here of different things that I would like to get done throughout the day. And then I also prioritize those things. So the things that are the most important or the hardest, most difficult things, I try to get those done early in the morning. So that way I'm completely done with the hard stuff by like noon. And then the rest of the day is a lot easier because I just have to, do the easier stuff on the list. That's kind of how I work. So making a list of things that you have to do each day actually will help you stay focused on the goals you have set for yourself, as long as when you're making your list, you're thinking about, what are my goals? How do these things relate to my goals? So that's something I want you to take away, and that's a big part of being good at managing your time, is knowing why you're doing what you're doing. So for example, if I don't know why I'm going to school, I might find it really hard to get out of bed and go to school every day because I don't have any purpose or reason to actually get out of bed and go to school because I don't know why I'm doing it. I'm doing it not for me, maybe for somebody else. But if you're doing school for yourself because you want to better yourself, and right now you really want to find out what the best career for you is and you think that this is going to help you, then you're going to be more motivated to do the assignments and get things done because it somehow relates to goals you have for yourself, which is I would like to figure out if I'm in the right profession or the right major, or if I should change my major to something else that fits me better. If you're really curious and you really want to know, then getting up and working on your schoolwork every single day is going to be fun because it's just another step towards what you want. But if it's not what you want or you're not sure why you're here, you may find a struggle with motivation to kind of get started and get going on those things that you want to do. All right, so let's talk about affirmations and visualization and how they relate to goal setting and kind of careers and what we're talking about here. So basically, goals are like these things that we want to do, things that we've committed to, like mentally. Like I want to do this. This is something I would like to see myself get better at. Affirmations are a way to, I guess, program your brain to be in line with those things that you want. And let me tell you a little story about myself. So when I was in college, I went to college when I was 17, first of all. I went on a soccer scholarship to Cal State Northridge, and I know I might not look like it now, but I used to be a really hardcore athlete, and I was very into soccer. I was very good at it, and I enjoyed it very much. We practiced a lot. We had 3 hours a day, Monday through Friday, soccer practice, and then a lot of the times during the season, on weekends and things, we would have to travel and do all this stuff, and it was really difficult sometimes to get all my work done and stay on top of all the stuff that I needed to get done. On top of that, I still really didn't know myself, and I didn't know what I was capable of or not capable of, and I often doubted myself. I would hear things in my head, and I would say these negative things to myself, like, you know, you can't do it, you suck, or you're never going to be the best soccer player, or you're never going to get all your work done, or how are you going to do that? You're a loser, you're not going to be able to handle this. Why aren't you more motivated? Why are you sitting on the couch when you should be doing something? You're lazy. So I would hear these, I guess, negative thoughts in my head, and sometimes those negative thoughts would take on like the voice of my mom and dad. Sometimes it would be my voice, and I'd be telling myself, like, you better get up and go do something, you loser. You're not gonna you're not gonna make it otherwise, right? But the problem is I didn't really know that I was talking this negatively to myself because it was so common and it was so normal for me to hear these negative things in my head that I kind of had stopped listening to them, and I wasn't even aware that I had that negative dialogue going on in my head. And I guess what made me realize is that one of my friends bought me this book, and I wish I remember the title of the book. I don't. But he gave me this book, and it was like a little self-help book. And in the self-help book, it said, you should keep track for a whole week. Just take a little notebook with you and listen to what's going on in your head. And anything negative that you hear yourself say, go ahead and write that down. So I did that for a week. I went around and started writing things down. And I don't even think I made it a whole week. I made it like a couple days. And I was kind of like, oh my God, some of the stuff that I'm saying to myself is so horrible that if anybody else had said it to me, I probably would have just decked them. You know, I would have gotten into like a physical fist fight with someone if they had said to me the things that I was saying to myself in my own head. I was calling myself a loser a lot. I was saying, you're such a loser. You're such a loser. Why can't you do that? You're so incompetent. You know, just things like that. And I was kind of upset when I started realizing that I was saying these really negative things to myself. And I thought, am I the only one that does this? I'm looking around like, does everybody else have the same problem, or I'm just really super negative? Turns out, after all my studies, everything I've gone through, it's very common. Everybody talks negatively to themselves. No matter how positive you try to stay, sometimes you're going to hear negative stuff in your head. So how do you deal with this, right? So as I read through this book, it introduced the concept of affirmations to me. Affirmations are positive statements that you choose to say to yourself, whether out loud or silently, doesn't really matter, to kind of combat those negative voices that are in your head saying negative stuff. So if you hear negative voices in your head saying, you're a loser, then you should create an affirmation. I'm a winner, just whatever the opposite is. You're incompetent. No, Amy, I'm on top of my stuff. Now, the other thing is, if you add your name in there, it has like way more power because then you know it's about you. You can't like pretend it's about somebody else. So I say like, I, Amy, am a strong and confident woman and I deserve to be happy. I, Amy, am going to rock what I'm about to write because I'm a good writer. Okay. So those are the types of things that I use on an everyday basis to counteract those negative inner voices that are always going to town and trying to make you feel bad, worthless, like you're not good enough, like you can't handle it. All right. So, how do affirmations work? Okay. So, the more you say an affirmation, the more likely it is to work for you. And that's just because the more you hear something, the more you believe it. So, let me tell you another story. So, there's this song by Drake. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Drake, but he's like a hip hop artist. And you can go look on Spotify right now and go look up the song Hotline Bling. Okay. So Drake came out with a song called Hotline Bling. And at the time, I had a commercial running on the radio for, I used to put on a haunted house every October. And so we had like an advertisement for the haunted house on 99.1 KGGI, which is a radio station here in this area. So I was listening to 99.1 KGGI like so intensely, trying to hear my commercial come on, right? And the thing about that station is they play the same songs over and over and over and over until you like really can't stand it. You just want to turn it off. But I couldn't turn it off because I really wanted to hear my commercial. So Hotline Bling played, I would say a couple times an hour. So every time I would turn on the radio, it seemed like it was on. And even though I hated that song and I strongly like disliked it and couldn't stand it, over time, what I noticed is the more I heard the song, the more I started to know the words to the song. And I would start to notice myself singing along to it, even though like I really don't like that song. I would just be singing it anyway. So I was going around singing, when I hear that hotline bling, and I was like into it, and I was starting to rock out to it. And then I was like, what is wrong with me? What has happened? Right? Okay, so eventually I began to like Hotline Bling. It's now on my playlist, and I even think I have like a cover of it, like someone else singing it as well on my same playlist. And that's just like the playlist I listen to a lot. So basically, Hotline Bling went from me hating it to me putting it on my playlist twice, different versions, but still the same song, because I started to really like the song after hearing it so many times. So if we know this about ourselves, about being human, the more you hear something, the more likely you are to A, believe it, and B, like it. That means affirmations are probably your strongest, most effective tool in terms of combating negativity inside your brain. So if you are saying things like, oh, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, then your affirmations should be, I, Amy, can do it. I am good enough, So think about the negative things you say to yourself and then try to create affirmations that will counteract those negative things. Now, I'm not doing an assignment on this or anything. Like, you don't have to create affirmations, but I'm just saying, like, if you're full of negative self-talk, you might want to think about creating some affirmations for yourself just so you can stop doing that and you can start to believe more positive things about yourself instead of focusing in on and believing negative things. Because if you do nothing, those negative voices are still going to continue in your head and you're just going to continue to believe them. And that's going to affect your level of success, because how are you supposed to be successful if you believe that you suck or that you're not good enough? It doesn't work. So if you really want to be the best person that you can be, then come up with some affirmations and use them. I have about 6 affirmations. Yeah, 6 affirmations that I use on a regular basis that help me to stay on top of my own stuff, feel positively about what I'm doing, and to continue to work on the things that I want to work on. I notice that I procrastinate a lot less because I'm more motivated because I use affirmations. So when I have positive self-talk kind of fueling my fire, I get a little more excited about what I'm doing and I want to do those things. instead of going, oh, I wish I didn't have to do this today, or having a negative attitude about stuff. I feel like I'm more like, oh, I get to do this. I'm so lucky. I get to write 5,000 words today. I get to create a video for you guys about affirmations, which is going to change your life, hopefully. If you follow my advice, trust me, affirmations will change the way you think about everything. Just really simple stuff, but really great positive results. So try it. I dare you to try it. All right, so let's talk about visualizations. So affirmations and visualizations are very similar, okay? The difference is we're just using a different modality to kind of tap into the negativity inside of us and sort of switch that around into something positive. So visualization is actually picturing yourself having whatever it is that you desire as if you've already got it. And you got to do that with affirmations too. So let me clarify here. So instead of saying, I will be awesome, you should say, I am awesome. Instead of saying, I will be a nurse, say, I am a nurse. Okay? So that way, it's sort of like you already got that thing and you believe you already have it, makes it easier to get it in real life. Right? So with visualization, you're doing the same thing. You're just using mental pictures instead of mental words. And for some of you, visualization may work better than affirmations. For some of you, affirmations will work better than visualizations. But honestly, both of them work, so use both. Why not? Use both. I definitely use both. So with visualization, all you have to do is close your eyes. And you know what? You could actually find, like on YouTube, just a visualization about something that you're interested in. So like I'm a writer, so I could actually find a visualization for writers. And then I would just close my eyes and let this person take me through that guided visualization where I'm picturing myself as the best writer I can be and all of that stuff. But I don't need the YouTuber. I could just do this on my own as long as I know how to think positively. Just close my eyes and I can visualize myself being the best writer that I could be and enjoying writing and cranking out tons of words. You just want to visualize what it is you would like to see yourself accomplishing. So right now I'm working on 3 different books. I've got one book that is about ready to get published. And by the way, if anybody's asking like, oh, I want to read your writing and stuff. It's like I keep my writing, it's fiction, so I kind of keep it separate from my work because I actually write in like the romance genre. So it's like I don't really want you guys reading my romance writing, but I do want you to know that that's kind of what I do, and when I'm not, teaching, because I found that a lot of the stuff that you guys are struggling with, like I struggled with in terms of believing in myself as a writer. So maybe if you're not quite believing yourself as a student or as whatever you're going to do in the rest of your life, this is one way that you can do that. So using visualization is you want to definitely close your eyes, get comfortable, try to picture things as if you've already got them. So imagine the end result. So with my book that's coming out, I imagine the cover of the book and opening the book and seeing the inside pages, seeing my name on the front, just signing it maybe for a fan to send to them, stuff like that. So just use your visualization skills to attract whatever it is that you want in your life. All right. So lastly, I wanted to talk about the MBTI, which you're going to be taking this week. This is something that it's a little test, it's a quiz, and honestly, like you're not taking the real version of it. The real version costs $50. If you want to take the real version, I will link you up to it. So, because you may want to pay $50 to get like, I guess the accurate result. Otherwise, the one I gave you is kind of just a knockoff. It's not really the real version. And because of that, it may not be as accurate, but I've taken it and I've taken both versions and I found that the assessment I gave you is very similar and you're going to get a very similar result. And if you don't get the exact result, it's fine. You'll probably be able to figure it out because there's only so many dimensions. So basically, what I want you to do on this is go to the assessment, take it, get the results, and then I want you to look through your book I think it's chapter 3 that talks about the MBTI and the results and what those mean. I want you to take a look at the different scales so you can kind of see where you fall. It's very similar to the True Colors assessment that we did. So Let me break it down for you. So the MBTI, there's 16 possible personality profiles, 16 different profiles. With True Colors, there's 4. And so basically what True Colors did is it took the MBTI 16 different results and condensed them into 4 more general results. And I think those 4 more general results are great. They're easy and they make it easy to kind of conceptualize this person's like this person's like this. But the MBTI gives you, I think, a little bit more detail about the different areas that you need to look at in terms of your personality, in terms of what career would be appropriate for you. So if you miss the MBTI, it's going to kind of handicap you a little bit in terms of getting the information from the next few chapters about what you should be doing. So I want to make sure you understand that. The MBTI is a very important assessment for you to take. Don't skip it because most of what we're going to be talking about from here on out is going to refer back to, well, your results on the MBTI. So if you don't have that, you're going to be like, oh, I don't know. You'll have to end up taking it anyways. So I wanted to warn you about that. We'll go more into what each personality is like after you take the assessment because I think then it will be more relevant to you. Okay, so that's everything. That's my lecture. So please make sure you're using your day planner, you're creating some affirmations, you try out visualization, and you get that MBTI done. All right? I'll see you next week. Bye.